What's up, my wizards? It's Deb from SBMTG on the YouTube.com. Down there we like magic. And we have the almost last batch of Aether Revolt spoilers here. We've got about 9 cards to show you, and then tomorrow morning, the entire set's going to be spoiled. It's going to be like 80 cards. But let me go ahead and go over what we've got at the end of the night here. Well, one of the things that we saw today that I want to go ahead and run through is a cycle of common cards that all produce energy when they enter the battlefield. So I'm going to show you those right here. The green one is Aether Herder. That's 4 mana. That's 3 and a green for a 3/3 Elf Artificer Druid. And when it enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy. When it attacks, you may pay 2 energy. If you do, you create a servo artifact creature token. It's a 1/1. And all of these work this way, but it's slightly different mana costs and power and toughnesses. So the red one is 2 mana. That's 1 and a red for a 2/1 first strike that has that same ability. Same thing with the black one, and has an ability stapled on. It's 2 mana, 1 and a black for a 1/1 death touch that has the energy abilities. The blue one is is 2 mana, just 1 and a blue for a 1/2 flyer that with those abilities. And then the white one is 4 mana, that's 3 and a white for a 2/3 vigilance with those same energy-related abilities. These are actually all really playable in Limited, and I actually think the red one is really strong. You're paying 2 mana for a 2-powered first striker that creates another power whenever it swings and you pump the energy into it. It's a really good deal, and a reminder, these are all at common, so you can play these in Pauper, and I really think the red one might have a shot. As far as this Limited environment, I think the black one's really good too. I like 1/1 death touches, and I like that you can also get a 1/1 out of it. So that's pretty good. Honestly, all of these are okay. You know, the white and the green ones are a little off as far as the power level, and it looks like they forgot to give the green one trample, because most of them have an ability. But the blue one and the red one are especially good, and the black one as well. So I kind of like all of these. I like them a lot better than the last cycle from Kaladesh of cards that were similar to this and had like Long Tusk Cub and stuff. I think that a few of these are just straight up more playable. That red one though. Here's Midnight Entourage right here. It's 4 mana. That's 2 and 2 black for a 3/3 Aetherborn Rogue with other Aetherborns you control get +1/+1. And whenever Midnight Entourage or another Aetherborn you control dies, you draw a card and you lose a life. An Aetherborn Lord. That's cool that we got that. I actually think it's really awesome. And it's already made a bunch of players happy that I've seen in comment sections and stuff. So you don't disappoint. We're all glad that you're here, buddy. Nice to have you. Here's Herald of Anguish right here. It's 7 mana. That's 5 and 2 black for a 5/5 demon with improvise and flying. And at the beginning of your end step, each opponent discards a card. You can also pay 1 and a black and sacrifice an artifact to have target creature get -2/-2 until end of turn. A lot of people passing over this, but I think this is actually kind of awesome. You can get this for as low as 4 mana, like pretty easily, and 5 mana without question. So 5 mana, let's just call it that, because the improvise, for a 5/5 flyer that makes them discard cards at the end of your turn, and it can kill creatures if you sacrifice the very artifacts that you used to improvise it into play. Like, that looks fan-freaking-tastic. Like, this looks like a finisher for maybe the blue-black artifacts deck, or maybe even, dare I say, the mono-black artifacts deck. So I am really actually liking this thing, and I would look out for it. I know that some people are saying it looks like an intro pack rare or something, and I know they don't do intro packs anymore, but they still print cards that look like intro pack rares. So I would not say that. I would say look out for this. This looks like a pretty easy card to finagle into play by turn 4 and start doing some real damage with. And, you know, as long as it survives till your end step, at least they have to discard the card. That's cool. Against control, if you can keep it out, that's awesome. It's got 5 toughness, which is actually really important in this format against Grasp of Darkness and Harness Lightning and stuff. It can't be taken out by Fatal Push no matter what. So, like, this is actually maybe something to look at, you guys. That's all I'm going to say. This is maybe something to look at. We're going to look at a legendary pirate in just a second, but I want to look at her expertise first. This is Kari Zev's expertise. It's 3 mana, that's 1 and 2 red for a sorcery. Gain control of target creature or vehicle until end of turn. Untap it, it gains haste until end of turn. You may cast a card with converted mana cost 2 or less from your hand without paying its mana cost. Okay, so this is the best threaten in the history of Magic. Like, almost pretty much guaranteed. Being able to play a free 2-drop creature and get one of their guys is so good on turn 3. You know, you play Kari Zev herself on turn 2, turn 3, grab one of their guys and put a 2/2, hopefully haste dude, out onto the battlefield. That's all of that is so freaking good. And, like, this is even modern playable, like Steal Your Guy, Tarmogoyf, whatever, you know, whatever 2-drop you want to play. So I am I am loving this expertise, just like I like all the other expertises, but in like a mono red or even the red-white vehicles deck, then this can put like a Smuggler's Copter or Heart of Kiran out or something like that. There's 100 things. Veteran Motorist, just slap it on the battlefield. I should also, again, point out, I sort of emphasized it in the reading, but the ore vehicle is really crazy. Like, grab their Smuggler's Copter, that's just so great. So, definitely super awesome card. But my favorite card of the night right here, this is Kari Zev herself. She's a Skyship Raider, and she costs 2 mana. That's 1 and a red for a 1/3 legendary human pirate. She has First Strike and Menace. And whenever Kari Zev, Skyship Raider, attacks, create a legendary 2/1 red monkey creature token named Ragavan that's tapped and attacking. Exile that token at the end of combat. Okay, so what you're looking at here is a 2 mana creature that generates 3 power when it attacks. 2 from the monkey and 1 from her. I love that she generates a monkey. She has 2 abilities, and one of them is evasive. The other one, if they do block her with something like a servo or something, you take it out, no sweat, First Strike takes care of that. So, like, she's incredibly hard to deal with in combat, and the monkey is gone at end of combat, whether it dies or not in combat. So that enables Revolt right there for your second main phase. So, like, the card looks so good, like, so much power just stuffed onto a 2-drop. And yeah, it's a 1/3, and that looks lame. But think of this as a 3-power 2-drop with 2 abilities. And they have to block it, like, with 3 different creatures. Like, all of that is so good. Not to mention, again, enables Revolt. This is a really, really strong 2-drop that might hopefully make mono red aggro a thing. We just got to get, like, a fantastic 1-drop. We've already got, like, Village Messenger and Falcon Wrath Gorger. This is a great 2-drop. We've got a couple other 2-drops, but really we need to fill that deck out. But this goes a long way right here. This is a very, very powerful creature, no doubt. Well, that's all the cards for the last night of spoilers. Tomorrow morning, we're going to see the entire set. And they may release another card. It's about 1:30 a.m. my time. It's Eastern Daylight Time over here in the U.S. So they may release another card 2:30, 3 o'clock. We'll cover that tomorrow. And tomorrow, we're looking at about 80 cards. So what we'll do tomorrow, very likely, is you'll see my top 10 or 20 cards from the last day of spoilers. So go ahead and do the things I've been asking you to do. Click the like button, hit the subscribe button. It's very important. Hit the subscribe button and then hit that bell next to it so that you'll be notified when I put out that final spoiler video. And all the stuff after that, that's when the real stuff starts, is when the spoiler's in. We got to do a pre-release guide. That's going to be coming out. We're going to do, top 10 cards from the set or something along those lines. And then we're going to start brewing up decks. I've already got a couple brewing up, but we got to start really putting out those deck techs here in just the next few days. So sub to the channel. Make sure you're getting the notifications so you get all that content. And I will see you guys sometime tomorrow afternoon. I'm Dev from SB Mtg. Thanks for watching, my wizards.